How's it going, folks? Fans Ultimate Custom Transformers board game here, and today I'll be showing you how to play the game digitally. Now, in order to play the game digitally, you will need layered image software. So, for example, I'm using Clip Studio Paint. So that's what I use, and I'll explain to you how exactly you do it. So the first thing you're going to want to do is on the Facebook page, when you're looking at the maps, the actual post of the maps, there are images for the map. The first image will always be the image of the map, all the pages together as a whole. You're going to want to use the image as a whole, not the images of the map split up into different pages for you to print. On the computer, you're going to want the image as a whole. So for example here, for the Generation 1 Story Mode game board, you're going to want to click on the image as a whole and open it with your layered image software. Alright. And the next thing you're going to want to do is zoom in on one of the squares, right? So first things first, see how this is all one layer? Create a new layer. Now that you have a new layer, you're going to want to go to your shapes, make sure the middle of it is empty, and then of course I like borders being black, but you can do whatever you'd want. So make it a circle. Wrong thing, there we go. Alright. So then we're going to make a circle that's about the size of one game square. Alright. And the next thing we're going to want to do is copy it, because you don't want to do this over and over and over again, right? So with layered image software, whenever you're copying an image, you only copy from that one layer. So we're going to copy this, click out of that, and then the next thing we do, paste. So then just like that, see that? We have two hollow game board pieces. The next thing you're going to want to do is start coloring them in. So for example, for the Autobots, let's use red. I probably clicked out. Yep, see, because I'm on that one. Okay. So then do this one then. There we go, it's red. You're going to want to label it. Make sure you don't label things the same thing. So RC, I don't believe anybody else's name starts with ARC. So RC is going to be ARC. Put it in here. Then the next thing you're going to want to do is merge the text layer with the image layer. So go ahead and click that, combine with layer below, and then just like that, you have your game piece. See that? Now you have RC. Then you would repeat the process. Obviously, you just go down to edit and then paste. And then every time you do that, you have another piece. This way you don't have to over and over and over again create the piece the exact size of the game board. Right? Okay. So then here's what the finished product looks like. Here's my game board. I have all the starting Autobots on the back wall, all the starting Decepticons on the back wall, all the pieces you could buy on the board, and you can take them off the board if you think you're going to get confused with who's purchased already and who isn't. I have it there, and I have it saved like that. What I do is I have, this says Story Mode Game on top, that's the name of the file. What I do is I open up this file whenever I play a new game, and then as soon as I open it up, I hit Save As, and then edit the title, make a new title, so you always have Story Mode Game as default, and then Story Mode Game versus whoever. Right? Okay. So it's the same concept for Team Deathmatch matches, but for example here they have Energon on the board, so Energon is on the board for Team Deathmatch instead of as a part of the map that you gain per turn. So for that I would fill a rectangle so it's all the same color and make it purple for Energon. So with that, again, new layer, and then boom, just like that. That's how you keep track of where your Energon is. Once you claim it, take it off the board. When the new Energon spawns in, put it back on the board. Alright, easy as pie. So then the next thing you're going to want to have is some kind of word software like WordPad or anything to keep a log, you know. So for example here, in this match against this person I'm using, The sample we have is Energon at 535. That's the amount of points you have. In parentheses, I put 40. That's the amount of points I gain per turn because of the characters I have on the Energon resources. So this way I know every turn if I don't move the characters on the Energon resources, I get 40 points a turn. I have Optimus Primal in his Transmetal Alt mode. He has used 2 shots in his primary weapon, so this way I know, okay, primary weapon, whatever the maximum is, -2, that's what I have left. I tab in for all the attributes of characters, so like, you know, you have Optimus here, and then I have which mode, and then I tab in everything else, primary, secondary ability, etc., etc. I mean, you could see here, Pterosaur is in beast mode, but he has 2 health in robot mode, 2 health in beast mode. And I tab everything else in so I know that the primary, secondary, and ability count here are all for Pterosaur. As you know, abilities recharge, so at the beginning of the first turn it's recharging after you just used it. Mark 1 turn, 2, 3. You know, you could use your cursor to count if you can't count based on what you see on the screen, because that can be difficult, so then just count. You know, let's see, 1, 2, 3. You know you have 3. All right. Let me see, what else was there for the, oh, yes. Okay, so then the last thing you're going to need to play it, we explained to you how to set up the game board, how to move pieces, how to create pieces, how to log everything so you keep track of your data. The last thing you're going to need is screen share software. Now, Facebook provides that for you for free, so if you're on Facebook and you're friends with somebody, all you have to do is start a video call with that person on Facebook, and then in Facebook, you can go into Facebook support because I don't want anybody to see my name on Facebook, but on, you know, Facebook, you click on share screen, and you can do the same thing with Skype. So then that would be how you do it. One person has to keep track of where the pieces are on the game board and be game master, so you keep track of both you and your opponent. Always make sure you save often. So this way, in case anything crashes or you lose connection or something, it's all saved up. Same applies to the game log with all the details of what mode characters are and how many points and everything else. That's how you would do it, screen share software. So that's a wrap, folks. That's how you play the Transformers Ultimate Custom board game digitally, and the next video will be how to play it physically.